Virgo, Virgo rising, and Virgo moon people, this is your astrological forecast for the month of November 2015. And this also applies if you have a Virgo rising or Virgo moon. Did I already say that? I did in a way. I'm trying to find creative ways to let people know you should probably check those videos out. So, quick reminder for you guys, those of you who maybe don't know or are kind of new to the channel, my weekly horoscopes now include astrology. The first half of each weekly video is on the astrology of that week, and it does cover more of the day-to-day or the weekly vibes that are going on with the planets, not so much the big general stuff that happen in these monthly scopes, so you get a little bit more there. Also though, if you do want a personal reading, something that's more unique to your situation instead of these general horoscopes for everyone, you can always go to my website, integrativemysticism.com, where you can schedule an appointment with me, or you can order a downloadable video file. So what is going on with your astrology for the month of November? Well, right off the bat we've got Mars, the planet of action and energy, going into your 6th house, Aquarius, the area that rules your reputation, your daily work, your physical health. And this is an energy of great power, to be perfectly honest. And when we talk about great power, we're talking about not only physical vitality, but also power of presence. And I'm gonna get away from impressionistic sounding words here very soon, because what this is going to do is you're going to be noticing a lot more competitive edges during this time, bowling over competition, overcoming any kind of rivalries that could be going on in either the workplace or in the creative space, or even in athletic space. You know, those of you who are athletes, that you yourselves might be noticing that you are destroying your competition during this time. Mars in the physical health zone can actually bring us a lot more energy than we're used to expecting, so make sure that you keep things in moderation so you don't wind up with a bit of insomnia. And this is going to be an aspect that goes all the way through December. With the work side of things, as with most times you have Mars in a money zone, we are talking about cashing in on that sweet, sweet overtime, because Mars is always going to be giving us more opportunities to stay up late, stay at the office late, but also at the same time earn some serious points as the new MVP when it comes to your workspace. And so this might be an opportunity that a lot of you have been looking for, especially when it comes to being able to not only get more for yourself, but to also maybe earn more sun for yourself to stand in. On the 11th, we do have Venus going into Capricorn, into your 5th house of love and romance, and we're going to be engaging a lot more sweet and affectionate, maybe even, fantastical energy with our partner, or even a new partner, a new sweetheart, because with Venus in the 5th house, this is definitely bringing in a little bit more of what we consider, I guess you could say, normative romance, but it's adding a type of fantasy to it where we're kind of letting certain fantasies and letting certain urges that, maybe we've desired but never got to experience, and vice versa with our partner, we're kind of spending a lot of the time playing this out, living this out with each other. And this could actually be in a perfectly sweet, perfectly innocent way, or this could be in a sultry way. It can kind of go all over with this Venus in the 5th this year, and a lot of that's going to be due to Pluto's influence, especially later on in the month. On the 12th, we've got Mercury moving into Sagittarius, your 4th house, the home and family area. And with Mercury in the 4th house, this is an optimal time for any of the Virgo folks out there who have been trying to perhaps get an opportunity to expedite some immediate needs met or changed within the home front. If there are any repairs that you need to do, anything with your children, or anything where you have to kind of make an immediate alteration to the way things are done in the home, or maybe make an immediate alteration when it comes to the care of a relative or a family member, and this isn't going to bring a sudden need for that like an emergency. This is talking about a solution to an ongoing issue that maybe we've been confronting for quite some time. With Mercury in here all the way through the month as well, it's a great time for those of you who are house hunters, or those of you who are looking to make a bit of a shuffle, maybe finding new roommates or moving somebody in. On the 14th of the month, we've got a full moon in Taurus, which is your ninth house of travel, higher education, multicultural awareness, multicultural exposure, and your spirituality. And this is definitely going to be talking about your spirituality and the opportunity to sort of dive into a new spiritual language or new culture and do it seriously. This is taking an intrigue and turning it into an interest. And that is so important if this is actually an area of your life you've really wanted to kind of go down the rabbit hole with. This full moon is also going to be asking you to consider travel opportunities that may actually be brought up to you, or maybe sort of presented to you in roundabout ways, especially between the 14th and the 28th of the month. If you've been looking to make any kind of major travel plans, or maybe even just get something in line for the beginning of the next calendar year, it's during this full moon in Taurus that we're going to be getting this off the ground. On the 19th, we've got Neptune, currently retrograde, but soon to go direct, in your 7th house of partnerships, of commitments, your closest one-on-one relationships. And with Neptune retrograde in this area, it's been actually a blessing for us Virgos, because it's been helping us to see, with X-ray goggles, the truth about the connections, the partners, and the closest friends that we have. How well do we really get along? How functional is this? How balanced is this? Sometimes some people are not the best equipped at looking at that, or they don't want to look at that, but Neptune will go retrograde once a year and make sure we see anyway. And Virgos, I think, are a little bit more comfortable with taking the good and the bad. And when it comes to the X-ray goggles kind of going away, with Neptune going direct, it's time to consider where we can actually get closer to a partner by maybe even indulging a little bit more of the fantasy. Again, more about fantasy this month, but making sure that you don't let yourself seduce yourself, either by new partners or by something that might just be, again, a fantasy, sort of just sort of a way we play. Because with Neptune direct in the 7th house, it's really easy to, I guess you could say, yeah, lead ourselves on. It's more important to learn how to see people as they are and accept them as they are, the good, the bad, and the ugly, than to try and put our spin on everything we see and hear. Virgo to Virgo, sometimes with Neptune in the 7th house, it can be extremely difficult to notice, when we are not seeing a person for the truth that they're really telling us with their actions, or maybe we don't want to see it. So it's always important to pay attention to where we have to be responsible, and that's where Neptune turning direct is going to be directing our attention. On the 21st, we do have the Sun moving into Sagittarius, into that 4th house of home and family. And this is going to be a really interesting time for families in general, especially in the United States here. It's going to be around Thanksgiving anyway. But with the Sun moving into the 4th house for you Virgos, it's going to be time for you to step it up. Because I feel like you are going to be sort of thrown into the role of being the healer and the chaperone and even the, kind of the mender in a lot of family ties during this time. We've got Saturn in your 4th house currently, so this could have a lot more to do with your paternal relatives, or the relatives you have on your father's side of the family, or maybe just mostly close to relating to that area. And with the Sun going through here, all the way through the 3rd week of December, this is a great time to actually reconnect and also, again, not only heal, but even mend ties between other people, not just between them and ourselves. A new moon in this area on the 29th can also spell wonderful news for those of you Virgos who've been trying to expand on your family yourself, whether it's getting a new pet or maybe even conceiving a child. So that is your forecast, Virgo. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And of course, if you'd like to get a session, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com.